1 minute to go.
Welcome to the opening day of competition of the Ekaterinburg Grand Slam. Located in the middle of the Eurasian continent on the border of Europe and Asia, Ekaterinburg is the fourth largest city in Russia and is the administrative and main industrial and cultural center of the Ural Federal District. Today's final block features all the medal matches in 7 weight categories, and we're going to begin with the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 48 kilo category. That features Maria Pertskaya of Russia, and she faces Melanie Clement of France. There's a look at the 2 fighters involved in that one, and there'll be plenty of support for Pertskaya fighting here at home. The referee in the middle for this one is Sławomir Kownacki of Poland. And there's a look at Frank Wolf. There are our 2 fighters. Pertskaya and Clement. And it's Frank Wolf indeed who's in the middle for this one. A little foot tap there from Clement just to get things going. And a nice big left-sided Haragoshi from Clement that buries Maria Pertskaya. So despite some home support, didn't really translate to enough to keep Clement out. The Wolf was at the door very early there. It's a real disappointment for not only Maria Pertskaya but the home crowd. They would have hoped for a bit of a start. Unfortunately, they didn't get one. Big Haragoshi, nice finish from Clement. Well, okay, let's have another look at that. That's really Osodagari rather than the Haragoshi. My first look at that, I thought maybe the Haragoshi, but it was a big Osodagari that finished the Russian off. Well, it's not a complete and total disaster for the Russians. They've got plenty to shout about. We'll see another hopeful in the final. They may yet come away with something. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. They will have a number of fighters who can be in and around the medals. They're able to put 4 in each weight, so the odds are that they're going to be in and around the medal. There's on the right side of that picture the president of the European Judo Union, Sergei Soloveychuk, and the governor of the Sverdlovsk region alongside him. I think he's the acting governor at the moment. Some of the crowd in to take a look at the proceedings today. It's a very, very popular sport in Russia, and any number of medal winners, including a couple of Olympic champions. Edzio Gamba, who's heading up the Russian coaching staff, Olympic champion himself quite some time ago. He's watching closely another contest that's taking place, the second of the bronze medal matches, which features a Russian, Natalia Komova. She's up against Otgontsetse Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. There's no score in the contest. 1:38 has gone, and the Russian fighter has picked up 2 penalties. Natalia Kondratieva, as she was, she got married recently, so it's Natalia Komova now. Galbadrak, unfortunately, lost out in her semi-final. Put her down into this bronze medal contest. She came in here as the number 1 seed and would probably have ended up as the world number 1. She'd come away with the gold medal. Well, that wasn't to be. She came unstuck against the Russian, Sabina Gilyazova, who we'll see in the final when she faces former world champion Kondo Ami. 2 penalties against Komova at the moment, but only a positive score can end the contest in normal time. So we've got 40 odd seconds left to go in normal time. There is no positive score, but a useful little left-sided Makikomi from Komova puts Galbadrak under some pressure. Now a chance to work on the arm. I tell you, the Russians have demonstrated some serious Newaza skills today, mostly from Alessia Kuznetsova, who we'll see in the under 52 kilo category, but she really has been working extremely well. A few seconds left in this one. So we go into golden score. Komova hanging in there with the Olympic bronze medalist, Otgontsetse Galbadrak, originally from Mongolia, Galbadrak, but switched countries, switched to Kazakhstan, mostly to avoid being locked out. She wasn't going to get the pick for the spot for Mongolia. So decided to jump ship, if you like, and go over to Kazakhstan. First minute of golden score gone past. Galbadrak not quite up to her usual devastating self. She's quite a strong little thrower at 48 kilos, but hasn't been her best day today, and she finds herself battling away for 3rd place here, and another good effort on the left side again by Komova. Got herself into a useful position, but couldn't finish off. Home crowd trying to get behind their fighter as Galbadrak comes up with a strong grip on the left side and threatens Komova. She throws in that little Sutemi waza. Perhaps the sweat from her face dripping after the exertions of 5.5 minutes on the mat in the final. Just getting things tidied up. Both fighters had a few seconds there just to catch their breath, and let's see what they can come up with. Komova's been useful on the left side, Natalia Komova. Hard not to call her Kondratieva after having called her that for so many years anyway, but stick to the married name. Little foot tap from Komova, but it doesn't really unsettle Galbadrak, who tries her own effort on the left side, but it's a weak one, and Komova is able to block that fairly easy. 2 minutes of golden score already. Turning out to be a right battle, this one. Yeah, nervous times, even for the coach. His fighter hopes to rescue something from having come in here as the number one. Just got pulled down rather easily there, Komova. Yeah, too easily, to be honest. She needed to stay on her feet there, just collapsed under that little bit of pressure. She picks up a third penalty, and it's Galbadrak who ends up with the bronze medal. Well, I suppose after a couple of minutes of golden score was getting a little bit too much for Komova, and just one bit of a tug from Galbadrak was enough to take it. Galbadrak, as I said, just manages to rescue something from that, and she comes away with the bronze medal. Well, we come now to the final of the under 48 kilo category. Sabina Gilyazova of Russia faces Kondo Ami of Japan. It's Gilyazova in the white judogi, Kondo in blue. Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland as the referee in the middle for this one. Stadium announcer Georgie just reminding, or letting people know, that Gilyazova has to face the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games in Rio here in this final. She also happens to be a former world champion as well, and the junior world champion, both from 2014. She won that senior world title in Russia when the world championships were held in Chelyabinsk. Gilyazova is going to hope that that's not an omen, and that Kondo likes fighting in Russia. She'll be perfectly happy to send her home with the silver medal. There's a big Makikomi effort from Kondo that scores Wazari. So first points on the board for Kondo, who secures a weak-looking Ushiro Kezugatami. But it's the leg that's doing the trouble. Gilyazova is almost able to sit up, but the lower half of the body is wrapped up too tightly. Ueno Yoshie of Japan, a former world champion herself, the coach for Kondo. And a fairly tame ending, unfortunately, for Gilyazova, not able to show her best in that final. It's Kondo Ami of Japan who takes the gold medal, first of the gold medals here in the under 48 kilo category. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this one. Yeah, it wasn't the most attractive of Osai Waza from Kondo, but she managed to trap the lower half of the body, in particular her opponent's left leg. That really made it difficult for Gilyazova to wriggle out of that and free herself. Ended up unable to get herself out of that one. Right, we come to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 60 kilo category. Cedric Revol of France faces Sava Karakizidi of Russia. It's Revol in the white judo gi, Karakizidi in blue. We've got Jefferson Vieira of Brazil as the referee in the medal for this one. He was one of the volunteers or staff, organising staff at the Rio Olympics last year. Got a qualified International Judo Federation referee, and he's in control of this bronze medal contest. Well, no surprise that you're going to have some support for the home fighter, Karakizidi, Sava Karakizidi. There's a hint of Georgian about that name, I think. Could very well be. And speaking of Georgians, we're going to see one in the final of the under 60 kilo category. But before we get that far, let's have a look at Revol and Karakizidi. The French are searching for a quality 60 kilo player. Maybe they'll find one in Revol, but he'll be tested here in this contest. Right-sided effort from Karakizidi, just putting Revol under a bit of pressure. Just controlling the head with the right leg as he attempts to secure his opponent's left leg for the turnover, from which he wants to apply the Jujigatami, or armbar, I suppose. A lot of people refer to it as. I like to stick with the Japanese names, given that that's what you will usually teach you in the clubs anyway. Left-sided effort from Revol, but Karakizidi up to defending that. He leapt off his feet and acrobatically put one hand down and almost spun out of that, maybe making a little bit much of that description, but he got out of it anyway without too much trouble. That one was a little bit closer, got the sleeves trapped up, did Revol, and Karakizidi couldn't get off that. He was just lucky that there wasn't sufficient enough turn from Revol to put him on the scoring part of his body. So at the moment, the Frenchman with a slight advantage, I think, just his nose in front. Thinks about working with the sleeves again, but this time he ties himself up. And Karakizidi doesn't really have to worry too much about that one. Half the contest gone, no score yet, and we are penalty free as both fighters have been keeping up a reasonable tempo. Nothing really threatening from either of the fighters, but we're up and running, and at least it's to some degree entertaining. Not really at the edge of my seat yet, but still got time. Minute and a half left to go. Still think that Karakizidi has just been behind the pace a little bit, and Revol has been making a little bit more of the going, if you like. He's also looked the more threatening. He definitely threatened there. He caught Karakizidi on the chin as he looked to grab high up on the lapel, missed and caught the Russian on the chin. Yeah, There he goes. Just managed to catch him on the side there. Enough of the body to come up with Wazari. So that's the lead at the moment. Right-sided effort from Revol. And now the chance to apply the shimiwaza. Oh, always difficult when they hang on to that hand. Wow. Didn't have the neck or the throat. Just enough of the side. You just see him go down on his side, and that was enough to come up with the score. The fighters being asked to tidy up their gis here before we get back underway. I can't see that they're going to stop and have a look at whether that was worth Wazari or not. In the previous rules, that would have been Yuka, I think, and anything that was Yuko is now Wazari, so maybe he just wants the two fighters to tidy themselves up, that's all. And there's no question of whether they're going to change the score or not. Yep, that's what it was. So, score remains on the board. Wazari to Cedric Revol, and we have a little less than 50 seconds to go. Or we have a little over half a minute left, whichever way you want to look at it. Another good effort from Revol. He puts in a good strong attack, but he hasn't got control of the left arm. Karakasidi's left arm was able to go on the mat. There's another chance for the shimiwaza. And again, it's across the chin, so the referee has to call mate. That one was slightly more obvious. Karakasidi running out of time here. Really needs something to happen, and to happen quickly. Revol is penalty free. And the Russian almost runs on to that particular technique. Another low right-sided effort from Cedric Revol. Last few seconds then. Got to go now. You've got to go big. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Time runs out. Cedric Revol of France takes that bronze medal. Sava Karakasidi of Russia has to settle for a 5th place. Their points involved in the 5th place finish, so you can't be entirely disappointed, but you never want to just collect a few points and lose a contest, have to settle for 5th. Today he'll be slightly upset, but maybe next week or the week after he'll say, hey, that wasn't a bad effort. 5th place at a Grand Slam. Well, let's see if we can unearth some highlights for this one. Right, we come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Amiran Papianashvili of Georgia faces Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. It's Papianashvili in the white judo gi, Nagayama in blue. Jean-Jacques Ruska of France is the referee in the middle for this one.
And blue for Japan, Tokyo Grand Slam gold medalist last year, Nakayama in Judo.
Well, Papanashvili, he has 2 Grand Slam gold medals. Nagayama has 1. Nagayama was at the Tokyo Grand Slam last year, so he's ended up with one of the biggest slam gold medals that you can get. That, and I suppose Paris. Those 2 would be the big ones. Papanashvili is not the kind of fighter who will be phased by the opposition. He might get thrown by him though. Uchimata right-sided from Nagayama. Brings up Wazari. Good score from Nagayama, and Papanashvili didn't react to that at all. He simply didn't see it coming. Caught there, and he was lucky that Nagayama wasn't able to execute better. He wasn't in any position to do anything about blocking that. Nagayama in very, very quickly. Nice execution. Not quite worth Ippon, but it's a pretty good effort. So it's Nagayama who leads. And we've got some of his supporters in. Two minutes 20 odd left to go. Nagayama just trying a few things here and a few things there. One of them was a poor effort at a left-sided Seoinage, and for that he picked up a penalty for a false attack. Little foot sweep effort from Nagayama, just with the right foot, but Papanashvili not moved by that. Still the single Wazari. And he comes up now with a second score. This time Tewaza bringing Papanashvili down. He's not happy with it, but he's genuinely caught there. Likely Tsirekidze also not happy with it, up on his feet. The Georgian coach, the Olympic champion from Beijing at under 90 kilos. Tsirekidze. 2 scores now, Nagayama, with a minute and a half left to go. He's looking comfortable at the moment, is the Japanese, as Papanashvili goes across on one side. He had a sleeve, the right sleeve, and then went over on that right side, deep over the back, but couldn't come up with an attack, and there's a little over a minute left to go. A beautiful ashi was Ippon. Or does he give another Wazari? Not as though he's scored a third Wazari. Thought for a moment he'd given the full Ippon. Nope, not quite. Still 50 odd seconds left to go. 3 scores now by Nagayama, and Papanashvili's taking a bit of a pasting here. Nagayama untroubled in the 3.5 minutes that they've been on the mat, moving comfortably. It's Papanashvili who's struggling here. Again, Papanashvili looks to go on one side and maybe just unsettle Nagayama. It hasn't worked yet. The Japanese has picked up a single penalty. That's not going to trouble him at all now, with 20 odd seconds left to go and 3 scores on the board. Papanashvili thought about the Ippon Seoinage, couldn't get past the upper body strength of Nagayama, who managed to block him out, and it's Tsirakidze, who's being asked by Ruska just to coach only during the mate. Few seconds left. But this one, unfortunately for Papanishvili, has gotten away from him. It's Nagayama Ryuju of Japan who takes the gold medal in the under 60 kilo category. So, 2 categories so far, and both of them have gone to Japanese. Kondo Ami took the under 48 kilo category, and now Nagayama Ryuju takes the under 60 kilo category. So both the lightweight categories ending up with the Japanese.
And the gold medalist in blue for Japan, Nagayama Ryuju. This is the second gold medal for Nagayama Ryuju in the class.
He's building up quite a collection, isn't he? Tokyo and now Ekaterinburg. There's the Uchimata that got things going. Right-sided Uchimata just trapped the sleeves of Papanishvili. Well, at least his right sleeve, and he couldn't get off that. Just enough to come up with a score. That was the Ashiwaza that I thought was probably worth a little bit more. He manages to get his elbow and left arm down. And that's why that stops him from going onto his back. He's onto his arm and elbow, and then onto his back. Super cool from Jean-Jacques Ruska. Okay, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category. Let's take a look at the lineup. The medals go to Otgonsetse Galbadrak of Kazakhstan, and to Melanie Clement of France. Silver medal goes to Sabina Gilyazova of Russia, and you can understand that she's not best pleased with having to settle for silver. And the gold medal goes to Kondo Ami of Japan. Perfectly happy with her day's work. Was that Oshiro Kazakatami that we were talking about? Wasn't the tidiest of Niwaza that we've seen, or Osaiwaza, but it was effective, and it brought her the gold medal. The mascots are being presented by the president of the Sverdlovsk region Judo Federation, Sergei Kolesnikov. Now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much.
So a successful start to Japan's competition day. They take the first of the gold medalists, Kondo Ami, who stands atop the medal podium. Gilyazova of Russia took the silver medal, and there were bronze medals for Clement and Galbadrak. Okay, we've got the under 52 kilo category bronze medal contest to bring you now, and that features Gili Cohen of Israel. She's up against Natalia Kuziyutina of Russia. Now the Israeli Gili Cohen came in here this morning as the number 1 seed. Lost out in the quarterfinal to Alessia Kuznetsova in the quarterfinal, and then she had a repechage contest where she defeated Pupreka of Hungary before coming into this bronze medal contest. Meanwhile, it was Natalia Kuznetsova who lost out in her semi-final to Erica Miranda of Brazil in the semi-final. That put her down into this bronze medal contest. Cohen, I think it is, who is guilty of stepping out there. A nice left-sided effort there, low from Kuziyutina, and that catches Gili Cohen. First minute gone, and it's Kuziyutina who's leading by Wazari. Single Shido picked up by Gili Cohen. Hasn't been the best day for number 1 seeds. Possible turnover here. Just needs to free that right leg. Just the foot now that's caught. Manages to get that out. Applies the Osai Komi. And Cohen unlikely to escape from that one. Kuziyutina in exactly the same fashion as she did in the Olympic bronze medal match. Finishes off her opponent on the ground. And the Russians have been demonstrating a particular degree of prowess on the ground today. We may yet see that in the final, which is coming up next. But in the meantime, Gili Cohen is on the receiving end of that particular piece of Nevaza expertise.
These are the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Nicely finished off there by Kuziyutina. Oh, the crowd have had a couple of things to cheer for, because Yutina has just brought them a bronze medal. Then let's see if Alessia Kuznetsova can go even better, because she's in the final now against Erika Miranda. It's Kuznetsova of Russia in the white judogi, Miranda of Brazil in blue. Tall order this for Kuznetsova. Erika Miranda, experienced fighter now. Kuznetsova, however, has demonstrated particular skill on the ground, and she's caught everybody on the ground. Miranda is going to have her hands full as far as that's concerned. Kuznetsova, however, still has the question mark against her with regard to her defense in Tachiwaza, or standing up, and her ability to throw, although she did throw Bouchard well with a little Sumigaeshi in the semi-final. Kuznetsova moving nicely, just looking for an opening. Look to go left-sided there, Miranda. Strong grip around the collar that brings Kuznetsova's head down. Uchimata, and over goes Miranda. So much for not having strong Tachiwaza. Over goes the Russian. Did she go over completely? Chance to get the leg over that head now. Stretch the arm out. Osai Komi instead. She can take that. Go for the Osai Komi. It's been called now by the referee. Miranda going to have to really struggle here. Tati Shiogatami moved into, and Kuznetsova again too strong on the ground. Just got to push back a little bit here. Good strong effort from Miranda. So a score on the board for Kuznetsova, but not out of it yet. Big cheer from the home crowd. They sense the finish on the ground. Not quite. She leads here. Half the contest gone. Kuznetsova leading by Rosari. Uchimata almost caught on the way out with an Ashiwaza by Miranda. Again, a strong grip around the collar. Got to get her head up here. And it's Kuznetsova who ends up with a penalty for that overly defensive posture as she tried to fend off that strong grip from Erika Miranda. A minute and a half. Single penalty against Kuznetsova, but leads by Rosari. Ochigari was a long way away. And now it's Miranda who threatens with the Shimiwaza, but doesn't attempt to apply it. And now everyone senses a chance again for Kuznetsova. There's a buzz in the crowd every time Kuznetsova goes to the tatami, and quite clearly this Ekaterinburg crowd know where Kuznetsova's strength is, and that is in Newaza. So does Miranda. There's no secret. Now she still got caught. With strong effort, blocked by Miranda. That was okay. Just got to keep Miranda out for another 40-odd seconds. Really needs to break that grip up. She goes over. That is a score to Miranda. Couldn't keep Miranda off her. All the hard work undone now as Miranda comes up with Wazari to tie things up. Slight advantage, really, as Kuznetsova is the fighter who's picked up the single Judo. It won't tell in normal time. Positive scores only. A little bit untidy from Kuznetsova. Left-sided strong effort from Miranda. Almost gets herself in trouble, but time runs out and it'll be golden score. Not the first time we've seen Kuznetsova go into golden score today. Right, we're underway with the golden score period then. Both fighters have scored. Miranda from standing technique, and Kuznetsova gets caught there. What a disappointment. It was too weak, and over she goes for a second score, and that was it. It was just too weak. Easily countered there by Miranda, to be honest. That one just fell flat. She was falling away herself, was Kuznetsova, and in the end Miranda was able to turn that pretty easily to her advantage. So Erika Miranda of Brazil takes gold in the under 52 kilo category. Alessia Kuznetsova continues her climb up the ranks as far as her move into the under 52 kilo category is concerned, so she cannot be completely disappointed with that. She'll be upset, however, to have missed out from the strong Osaikomi position. We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 60 kilo category. Now, the athletes have just made their way onto the podium. Let's have a look and see who we've got lined up there. Bronze medals go to Albert Oguzov of Russia and to Cedric Revol of France. Silver medalist is Amiran Papinashvili of Georgia. The gold medal goes to Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. Valentin Khabirov, the Vice President and Executive Director of the Russian Judo Federation, presenting the Czechs. Leonid Rapoport from the Sverdlovsk region gets to hand out the mascots. Well, now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you very much. Family picture with the ID and Judo.
Obuzov and Revol were the bronze medalists. Papanashvili picked up the silver, and Nagayama took the gold medal. That was the under 60 kilo category. We'll be back in a moment with the first of the bronze medals in the under 66 kilo category, and we're going to see the contest between Dmitry Minkov of Belarus. He faces Dovdon Altansuk of Mongolia. It'll be Minkov in the white judogi and Dovdon in blue. We got Lubomir Peter from Australia. We've got some supporters in from Mongolia as their man takes to the mat. Dovdon Altansuk. Minkov threw beautifully earlier on. I don't remember exactly who it was that was on the receiving end, but he looks in reasonable form, the Belarusian. Tight looking start from both fighters. And really it's Minkov who's got the wrist trapped. Not holding on to the jacket, but just trapping the wrist directly. He's got the right sleeve this time. See where he goes from here. It's Dovdon who tries the little Sutemiwaza, throwing himself first and then looking to put maybe the left leg into the stomach of Minkov and whirl him over. None of which came off, and almost came up with a counter. Dovdon slightly off balance when he attempted that effort. Yeah, again off balance. I'll go with the referee here for Wazari. Dovdon manages to get his hand down, which stops the immediate flat on his back score. Anything they've seen to change this one? Wazari, they cancel that one and they give Ippon for that pushdown. Dovdon getting caught there. And Dmitry Minkov of Belarus ending up with that bronze medal. Yes, I suppose that once he's taken over, once the left arm comes off and he comes down with a push, then he does go flat on his back. It's worth having a look a second time round. Well, there's a second bronze medal contest taking place. This time it features Islam Khametov of Russia. He's up against teammate Yakub Shamilov. The two Russians having to battle it out for this bronze medal, and Khametov leads by Wazari with a minute left to go. Well, whomsoever takes this, I suppose, could be reasonably expected to leave with the bragging rights, but only for today. It would have been different if they'd made it to the final, maybe, and taken a gold medal. But I don't think the Russian coaching staff are going to lose too much sleep over someone who snuck the bronze. Have to beat their teammate to get it as well. They pretty much know who they've got in mind for various competitions. Shamilov, I think, has proved a particular favourite with them over and above others. And they've got a few at 66 as well. Little effort there from Khametov, but he'd already put a single score on the board. Wazari was enough to see him past his teammate. It's Islam Khametov who defeats teammate Yakub Shamilov. The fighters just getting themselves tidied up now for the awarding of the contest, and then we'll be underway with the final.
These are the highlights of this bronze medal contest on the screen.
Right, we've got the final of the under 66 kilo category coming up now. Charlie Chabana of Brazil faces Abdullah Abdul Shalilov of Russia. Chabana in the white judogi, Abdul Shalilov in blue. 18 and 16 respectively on the International Judo Federation World Ranking List. The referee in the middle of for this one is Siniša Skevic of Serbia. Here is Abdul Jalilov. He'll be in the blue judogi. And it'll be Charles Chibana in white. Well, there was a moment there when Abdul Jalilov looked to be in a strong position, and all of a sudden Chibana almost got into a position for a counter. He's got some unusual tape there. He's had real problems with his left eye. Must be a nasty cut or something that he's got to keep covered up. Chibana looking to invent something there. It didn't quite come off, but the crowd on the edge of their seats, as it looked as though something was about to unfold. Not quite. Strong grip from Abdul Jalilov as he goes around the collar. Not quite a score. Again over on the left side, threatening Chibana. Keeping himself busy, Abdul Jalilov. And if he's not careful, Chibana is going to pick up a penalty. He's got to have some treatment, so off he goes. That will give Abdul Jalilov a little bit of time to think about things. Well, the 66 kilo category saw Davidor Temirkeleg of Mongolia come in here as the number 1 seed, but he bowed out in round 2. He had a bye in the first round, and then in the second round he was beaten by Dmitry Minkov, who just saw take that bronze medal. Charlie Chibana, well, he lost out. Sorry, he defeated Minkov in the first of the in the first quarter-final. Semi-final, he defeated Yakub Shamilov. That put him into this final. Abdul Jalilov, well, his path to the final began with a win over Sacha Flamont of France. He then defeated Sergiu Olienic before defeating Dovdon Altansuk. That put him in this final. All wins were by Ippon, by the way. Nice right-sided effort, and he probably is going to get disqualified here, Chibana, if they have a look at that, because I think he was on his head, and I think he spun off his head. Well, I've decided against that. Chibana just trying to keep Abdul Jalilov down on the ground. Now I think they're going to have a look. Yeah, it had to be. Needed a minute or so to have a look at it. Abdul Jalilov is not sure why, because there's been a second action, and he's kind of, what was that for? But it was for Charlie Chibana spinning on his head, attempting to avoid the throw from Abdul Jalilov. And when that happens, the fighter is given hand sokomake. It's to avoid fighters doing exactly what Charlie Chibana tried to do here. Yeah. Charlie Chibana has been known to do that before anyway, in attempting to avoid techniques. Bad habit to get into, and he can't get rid of it now. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category coming up now. Let's have a look at that lineup. Bronze medals go to Amandine Bouchard of France and to Natalia Kuzyutina of Russia. Silver medal goes to Alessia Kuznetsova. The gold medal goes to Erika Miranda of Brazil. Well, Miranda will be pleased. I mean, she's ended up with first place. She's got to be happy. But Kuznetsova as well, silver medal in a Grand Slam, is a good stepping stone on your way when you're climbing up the ladder, especially when you've moved into a new weight category, which Alessia Kuznetsova has. Trying to establish herself in the new weight category. Silver medal at a Grand Slam, not a bad effort at all. And now, the national anthem of Brazil.
Thank you very much.
That's the presentation party lined up with the medal winners, and Vladimir Barta, the head sport director of the International Judo Federation, very quick to move everyone on. Let's get on with the business, he said. Bouchard and Kuzyutina were the bronze medalists. Kuznetsova took the silver, but it was Miranda who finished on top of the medal podium with gold. We've got the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category now. Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia faces Jessica Klimke of Canada. It'll be Mezhetskaya in the white judogi, Klimke in blue. Both of these fighters I've seen, oddly enough, in the United States of America, either in Miami or Fort Lauderdale. at the Cadet World Championships in the case of Jessica Klimke, and the Junior World Championships in the case of Daria Nezhetskaya. Let's see how they get on when they go head to head. Klimke looking to go over on the right side, and then Nezhetskaya coming back quickly to attack on the left. Very powerfully built fighter is Nezhetskaya, well known for her pickups and counters. Klimke it is there who just loses the control a little bit. Got into a nice position and caught Nezhetskaya. Chance for a turnover here, is there? Klimke's thinking about it, but it's not quite there. Yeah, just got away from her, did Nezhetskaya. Well, a belated awarding of that Rosari to Klimke. And this time it's Nezhetskaya who's on the board. Good effort left-sided with that Sodatsuri Komigoshi from Nezhetskaya. Here it comes. Oh, maybe Morote Seoinage would be a better description. And now it's Klimke's turn to attempt the Morote Seoinage. No chance for the counter with Nezhetskaya there. Rosari apiece then, Nezhetskaya and Klimke. Ojigari right-sided from Klimke. Just threatened Nezhetskaya there for a moment. 2 minutes left to go of the contest run. Rutelova with a few words of encouragement for Nezhetskaya. And again, Klimke getting past the defence of Nezhetskaya, but not able to put Nezhetskaya onto her back for the score. It's down for that Morote Seoinage, but she spun out of that one as well. Little foot tap from Nezhetskaya. Again, an effort from Klimke on the right side that just threatens Nezhetskaya for a moment. Sasha Mamedovic is the coach for Klimke, urging on the Canadian. Battling away for grips. Inside the last minute. Rosari apiece. Now would be a good time to come up with a second score. Either fighter would be delighted then and just see the clock out, but easier said than done. Nezhitskaya misses out there on the arm. And no chance there for the turnover. Is referee not called Matt out? I thought he had. He does now. Yeah, after the move from 52 kilos by Klimke, the Canadian began to look, there was a different shape to her physically. 52, she was, I suppose you could say petite. At 52, why not? 57, she began to get rounded in the shoulders and look as though there was some power there. Another good effort from Klimke. She gets herself into reasonable positions, but she can't finish. Can't come up with the completion of the technique. Yeah, there are a couple of Koreans who can complete that kind of technique when it almost appears to go wrong and the fighter, their opponent, comes off the other side, and yet they can still come up with a score. Klimke may have to add that one to her repertoire, but she won't need to on this occasion. She's come up with a good finish here. And the pocket battleship Daria Nezhitskaya is on the receiving end of a nice Morote Seoinage from Jessica Klimke, a Canadian it is, who takes this one. 5th place finish for yet another Russian. Yeah, big smile on her face now. Why not? Still a few words from Sasha Mamedovic. He's been up with us in the commentary position on a couple of occasions. Always welcome is Mr. Mamedovic. One of our colleagues there from the Russian Broadcasting Service. Taking a break. She's waiting to do the post-contest interviews with the medal winners. It'll be her turn soon. Right, we are about to get underway with the final of the under 57 kilo category. Miriam Roper, representing Panama, faces Udaka Nae of Japan. I stress the representing Panama because Miriam Roper had previously competed for Germany. Has switched nationalities now and competes for Panama. It'll be Roper in the white judogi, Udaka in blue, and it's Yevgeny Rakilin of Russia in the middle for this one. Who was it that we were complimenting this morning? Yevgeny Rakilin. We had reason to compliment him on some of his mat work. I can't remember which contest it was that he refereed this morning. He did a good job, however. He went downstairs and a pat on the back. Roper in the white judogi, Udaka in blue. Former world champion Udaka Nae won that here in Russia in Chelyabinsk in 2014. Kondo Ami, who fought in the under 48 kilo category earlier today, she also won here in Chelyabinsk. So the Japanese team that is here contains 2 world champions with Russian experience and success. Roper had a chance there, a little sighting of the Kosoto Gake, which is her go-to technique. She loves that. Ooh, almost. Powerful fighter is Miriam Roper. Dangerous throwing skills as well, powerful. Udaka picked up a penalty as they both battle for grips now. I thought it was Darius Skirpnik. I remember who he was refereeing now, yeah. He was in the under 52 kilo category, Mr. Ratlin. Doing a good job there. Minute and a half gone, or thereabouts. No score yet from Roper and Udaka, and nothing to write home about as they both battle away for grips. Neither fighter able to launch a serious attack yet. Oh, well. Slow to develop that one, wasn't it? Roper eventually coming up with Zari. Bit of a shocker there. The crowd are behind Roper. Sumigeshi effort and brings it down onto her side. Absolutely. It would have been a score in the old scoring system, a Yuko, but there are no Yukos now and they've all been upgraded to Zari. So Zari on the board for Roper. Minute 47 left to go, battling away for grips, and Udaka has her hands uncomfortably tied up, but Roper really is a bit negative here. Oddly enough, it's Udaka who picks up the penalty. Forced into a difficult position, she couldn't free her arms and ended up looking negative, so she picked up the penalty. 2 penalties picked up by Udaka Nae. Minute 20 odd left to go. Can't afford another error. She comes up with a right-sided Makikomi effort that just about gets on the board. I thought she was lucky to be given that one, to be honest. Udaka. Oh, she must have just about squeezed that one out. Just about. Udaka back into it now, having scored. Oh, and a counter from Miriam Roper. Puts a second score on the board. It's disaster for Udaka Nae. Can you believe it? Miriam Roper ends up with a Grand Slam gold medal. Well. Not one score, but 2. Bloodied as well. She can't believe it herself. Yeah. Yep, Panama never won an IJF Judo World Tour medal, and their first medal is a gold won for them by Miriam Roper. She counters Udaka Nae. What effort? Where does it go wrong here? Well, it's the timing. You know, she's in a bad position. She's part way through the entry to the technique as Roper launches her favorite Kosautogaki, and she catches Udaka. Hakanai going over. Well, I wouldn't have put money on that. Right, let's take a look at the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. Right, the bronze medals go to Islam Khametov of Russia and to Dmitry Minkov of Belarus. Armen Bagdasarov is presenting the medal. Silver medal goes to Charles Jabana of Brazil. The gold medal goes to Abdullah Abdul Shalilov of Russia. A very popular win that is too. The Russians will get to hear the national anthem as far as the medals go. So they're at the award at the opening ceremony, but they wanted to hear it for a gold medal win, and that is about to happen.
And the Masters are presented by Vice Governor of the Ekaterinburg region, Mr. Sergei Zilyanov.
And now the national anthem of Russia. Right, the lineup then for the medal winners was Islam Khametov and Dmitry Minkov. They took bronze medals. The silver went to Charlie Chibana and the gold to Abdullah Abdul Shalilov. Right, we come to the bronze medal contest in the under 73 kilo category. Pierre Duprat of France faces Sam van der Westende of the Netherlands. Duprat in the white judogi, van der Westende in blue. We're underway with this bronze medal contest. The Westender is the first to shape for an attack, but Duprat is nice and strong and blocks that almost before it really got underway. Thought about attempting the turnover, but the Westender's defense was pretty good and also was blocked before it really got underway. Half a minute. Nice little edgy feel to this one. Sergei Kolesnikov in the background watching on. What was it that just wandered off the map there? Well, both of them. So neither fighter penalised. Slightly bent over, both fighters now, defensively, and it's Duprat who has to defend as Van der Westender thinks about Sutemi was but never really shaped up for anything dangerous. 2.5 minutes left to go. Makikomi effort left-sided from Van der Westender, but Duprat is able to block that fairly easily. Defends well, decides against getting involved in anything on the ground, however, and they're back up on their feet with 2:20 odd left to go, back to grips, and it's Van der Westender again who slightly untidily throws himself at Duprat as he tries to engineer some kind of Kojigari, but so untidy was it that it was difficult to label it. And now Duprat taking advantage of that slip really from Van der Westender and putting some pressure on. Turnover, now he's just got to free the left leg. He'll use the right leg to try and slide that down the thigh, and he does come out. And now Tati Shiogatami for the Osai Komi. Plenty of pressure on the head. That's what's really doing it. Very, very uncomfortable. Squeezed across that chin. There's Duprat on that, I'm afraid. There's that. Oh well. Single slip by Van der Westender put him in the difficulty where the forearm was across that chin, squeezing the head. Yeah, you can see right from the air all the way down the chin, that forearm pushed Van der Westender's cheek into his body, and that was part of the Osai Waza. Squeeze that into his body, and that, unfortunately for Van der Westender, is that. It's a bronze medal to Pierre Duprat. There you go, the right arm is trapping the head, and the left arm is pushing that head towards the body, so that squeeze there is what is making it rather uncomfortable. Right, we come now to the final of the under 73 kilo category. Hashimoto Soichi of Japan faces Marcello Contini of Brazil. It's Hashimoto in the white judogi, Contini in blue. Luis Rivera of Puerto Rico is our referee for this one.
State Park Junior, Hashimoto Soichi. And in the blue for Brazil, number 36 in the world ranking, Marcelo Contini.
All right, here we go then. A chance for another Japanese gold medal. Kondo already took one. Dakanae missed out. And it was Nagayama who took the other. So it'll be three here. Hashimoto was a little bit unhappy with something. What's ailing him at the moment? Just didn't like the grip, that's all. Contini, rather surprisingly, has found his way into the final. I wouldn't have put money on it this morning. Hashimoto was the number 1 seed. Macias was the number 2. Kershev the number 3. And Moyeldin the number 4. So Contini was out of the top 4 seeds, but Hashimoto, the number 1 seed, has done exactly what he was supposed to, and he's in the final. Nice left-sided effort. He scores. Wazari couldn't quite finish off. Just needed to pull with one hand and control the landing, but that didn't happen. Still came up with a score. Minute and a half gone. Hashimoto leads by Wazari. Thought about the Ojigari, but he was busy fending off the grip of Hashimoto, so Contini couldn't go through with that. Just shaped with the right leg there. Now he's slightly untidy. Just fell away there, did Contini. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. He went to ground with no real reason. So, unfortunately, that's going to go down as a false attack. Sadogari is the look that Hashimoto is giving Contini. You've got to look out because he may be on the receiving end of that shortly. Contini again just falling away. Lucky not to be given a second penalty, to be honest. Yeah. We just keep falling to the ground, Mr. Contini. You know, what can you expect? He shrugs his shoulders a little bit as though, what have I done? Well, you know, you've ended up on the tummy twice, and on both occasions you've avoided taking a grip because you didn't like what was coming. So, sorry, but that's a penalty. Can't afford another error. 40-odd seconds left to go. Let's see something from Contini. He goes over again for a second score. Hashimoto has been so untroubled in this contest, with half a minute left to go, as to almost reach the stage where, you know, it's embarrassing. Contini has come up with very little, or next to nothing. Really hasn't put Hashimoto under any pressure at all. He stuck a leg out on 2 occasions just then and again, and that has been the sum total of his efforts. And there was one ojigari that I almost failed to describe, and he goes over yet again. Maybe he's not feeling well, or something's ailing him, but that is not Marcello Contini. He's got a lot more to offer than we've seen in this particular final, and he won't want to watch that one again. I don't think Hashimoto will want to watch it again. He's embarrassed at the ease with which that was gifted to him, unfortunately. Just wasn't in it, I'm afraid, Marcello Contini. And it's Hashimoto Soichi of Japan who takes... Yeah, sorry, pal. Hashimoto it is. Third Grand Slam gold medal. And yes, it is Georgie, the third. Yeah, you can celebrate. Unusual for the Japanese to celebrate in that fashion, punching the air a little bit, but hey, why not? Go for it, pal. Third gold medal for the Japanese and a third gold medal in an IJF Grand Slam for Hashimoto Soichi. Marcello Contini will have better days, I'm sure of that. Right, I think we're going to have the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category now. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and see the lineup of medalists. The bronze medals go to Rafaela Silva of Brazil and to Jessica Klimke of Canada. Silver medalist is Udaka Nae of Japan. But the gold medal goes to Miriam Roper, who becomes the oldest ever Grand Slam gold medal winner on the IJF Judo World Tour at 34 years old. Thanks very much for that information. Hans Vanessa supplied that. Thank you. Yeah, I wonder who's more shocked, Udaka Nae or Miriam Roper. It ain't over yet, Mimi. A Grand Slam gold medal is going to really put her up there, so she's not going anywhere in a hurry. That is to say, not retiring or any thoughts like that. She's going to be around for a while on the back of that kind of finish. And of course, you sell yourself and you tell your backers and sponsors and National Federation, Panama, just put a little bit more support in, keep me going for a little bit longer and see what we can pick up. Maybe we shall see Miriam Roper a few years down the road. Now the national anthem of Panama. Well, it made the crowd happy, didn't it? Because Miriam Roper was happy. She was infectious with her enthusiasm for the Panamanian national anthem there. Right. Medal winners then in the bronze medals went to Jessica Klimke of Canada and to Rafaela Silva of Brazil. The silver went to Udaka Nae of Japan, and the gold went to Miriam Roper of Panama. We come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 63 kilo category. Another all Pan American matchup. Stephanie Tremblay of Canada faces Mariana Silva of Brazil. It's Tremblay in the white judogi, Silva in blue. Friedrich Anna Maria of Hungary is the referee in the middle for this one. Refereed at the Olympic Games in Rio last year. Both fighters have picked up a penalty in this first 40-odd second. Not a great deal happening here as they both try to settle on grips. Right-sided effort from Mariana Silva. Tremblay was just spinning off that, so no real chance of getting caught. Silva hadn't got her feet in the right position, and she hadn't quite trapped Tremblay where she wanted. Chance here for the Shimiwaza. Tremblay defending that. The referee calls mate. Looking to go over on the right side, Mariana Silva. A little Sutemi was her effort against Tremblay. Doesn't score, however. Slightly untidy looking as well. Didn't settle herself, didn't give herself a really good chance of coming up with a scoring technique. Slightly untidy. A little over a minute and a half left to go. No score yet, but both fighters have picked up a Judo apiece. Not sure whether that will come into it. Doesn't in the normal period. Silva looks as though she's got that turnover effort from Tremblay blocked. Canadians are going to have to find another way. Into the last minute now. Tydos and Valkova wait in the final. Can't see them being interested in this one going into golden score. They'd like to get out there and get this over and done with if they can. Tremblay picks up a second penalty. Can't afford another error then. Kind of hiding the gi as well, Tremblay. Got to be careful there. It's a completely unnecessary penalty to give away, that one. You just hide the gi, you guard it with one hand. If you pull that away from your opponent, then you are going to get penalised. Well, last couple of seconds, nothing's going to happen here. We are going to have golden score. Both fighters reasonably tidy as far as their gis are concerned, so we can get underway right away with the golden score period. Uchigari from Silva. Can she follow that up? Well, it's one thing or the other. Either you try the Uchimata, she was in there for that, or you change direction and go for Uchigari. She didn't do either. As a result of that, she's ended up having to defend on the ground, but it's not the strongest position from which Tremblay can attack, despite the fact that she's trying to work on the arm here. Just trying to free the leg and get some leverage to turn Silva over, but as I said before, it wasn't the strongest position, and the referee has now called mate. The two fighters are up on their feet, and we'll be back underway. Mariana Silva, with I suppose the slight advantage, given the fact that if she commits an error, she won't lose the contest. However, Tremblay, if she commits an error, then the contest will go to Silva. Neither fighter able to generate any real offense here. And then as I say that, there's a nice little effort from Silva with a little feint to the front, looking on the right side and then going around the back, almost catching Tremblay. Silva again, this time thinking about the Sutemi Waza, but it doesn't come off. Maybe the Sumigaishi, and that collapsed. No attack forthcoming. Two minutes of goal and score then. Still looking for a score. Anyone will win it, or a penalty against Tremblay would end it now. Right-sided effort from Silva. I really needn't say which side it is. It's all right-sided from Mariana Silva. It's all left-sided from Tremblay. I haven't seen her go over on the right, the Canadian. Too far away with that little foot sweep from Silva. No, not enough, I'm afraid, from Tremblay. Just fell off the pace a little bit, and it's Mariana Silva who, on the back of that penalty picked up by Stephanie Tremblay for passivity, it's the Brazilian who takes that bronze medal. Slightly disappointing finish, but neither of the fighters there able to generate any real offense. Happy Mariana Silva, why not? Bronze medal to her. Well, we're just moments away then from the final of the under 63 kilo category. It's the last contest of the day, and it features Martina Taidos of Germany. She's up against Russia's Ekaterina Valkova. It'll be Taidos in the white judogi, Valkova in blue. Still got plenty of Russian support in here. You'd expect that, especially with a Russian in the final. Top 10 fighter at the moment, Martina Taidos, fighting Ekaterina Valkova. Well, Taidos came in here as the number 1 seed. Daria Davidova of Russia was the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed was Mariana Silva. Number 4 seed was Hannah Martin of the United States of America. So no top 4 placing for Valkova, but she is in the final. And it's Martina Taidos, the number 1 seed, who is in the final. Okay, here we go then. Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia is the referee in the middle for this one. Both Taidos and Valkova guilty of avoiding to take a grip, and Mr. Nutsubidze just dishing out the penalties for them. I'd like to see a little bit more action from both fighters. Now, there's a little bit laboured, that effort from Valkova. She was thinking about Satemi, was it, and then an entry into the attempted Jujigatami, but it was all a little bit untidy in the end. Russians have had one success as far as gold medal is concerned. That was Abdullah Abdul-Jalilov. I would love for one of their women's team to take a gold medal. Alessia Kuznetsova came close. She picked up a silver. But I think Valkova's got a tall order here against Martina Taidos. She's definitely the favourite. Oh, slip there. Just now needs to get that right leg out. Just the foot now. Push with the top. Half, or maybe just push that little bit too far. Through that little bit too far before she had the top half secured. Wants to be on the other side of that right arm as well. It's not going to happen now. Had the head on the wrong side, needed to push out on the other side. Oh, Vitaly Makarov is in the chair for Valkova. Sharing out of the coaching duties for the Russian coaching staff. No, neither fighter knew what was happening there. Complete blank. Just to sit down. It's ended up with a difficult position for Ekaterina Valkova, however, because if that leg frees up, that may be a bit tricky with the Osai Komi, and that was what I thought would happen. Yeah, strong on the ground, Martina Traidos. Too strong for Ekaterina Valkova, and again a left-sided finish with Kezigatami. Just got the feet placed the other way round this time. Martina Traidos, and happy times for the German fighter as she wins out in this final of the under 63 kilo category.
And the gold medalist for Germany, Martina Traidos. This is the second gold medal for Martina Traidos in a Grand Slam.
Second Grand Slam gold? I suspect that there will be more in this cycle in the lead up to Tokyo.
These are the highlights of the last final on the screen.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 73 kilo category, and then immediately after this we will have the awarding ceremony for the women. In the under 63 kilo category. Let's do the men in the under 73 kilo category first. The bronze medals go to two Frenchmen. They finished off Pierre Duprat and Benjamin Axos. Two Frenchmen picking up bronze medals. Silver medal goes to Marcello Contini. The gold medal goes to Hashimoto Soichi.
The prize money are presented by a member of Olenburg Regional Duma, Mr. Igor Abdulmanov. And the mascots are presented by head of event department of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Anatoly Laryukov. Dear spectators, please stand for the national anthem of Japan.
В честь победителя звучит гимн Японии.
very much. Family picture with VIP and Judo.
Фото на память победителей и VIP-гостей.
Dear Judo fans, now we're waiting for the last awarding ceremony for women under 63 kilos.
Дорогие друзья, мы ждем последнего награждения весовой категории.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from today's competition before we come to the final awarding ceremony.
You can see the highlights of the final block on the screen. Dear friends, the awarding ceremony for women under 63 kilos.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category.
Supervisor of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Neil Adams.
Neil Adams is going to be doing the medal presentations alongside Ezio Gamba. Quite fitting, isn't it? There we go. And the bronze medals go to Mariana Silva of Brazil and to Amy Livesey of Great Britain. Silver medal goes to Ekaterina Valkova of Russia. Gold medal goes to Martina Traidos of Germany. Well, that's all the live judo we've got for you. We're going to be back tomorrow with day 2 of competition at the Ekaterinburg Grand Slam 2017. It's our first visit to Ekaterinburg for a Grand Slam, but they put on a good show on day 1. We'll be back tomorrow with action from day 2. It's the heavyweight, 7 weight categories to bring for you, but from all the broadcast team here in Ekaterinburg, it's bye-bye for now.
Thank you very much. Family picture with VIP and Judo.
Фото на память победителей VIP гостей.
So, dear friends, this is the end of the first day of the Ekaterinburg.